to tweet condemnations of the racist, hateful ideologies of the Klan and neo-Nazis and white supremacists and the alt-right on display in Charlottesville, within hours of President Trump suggesting a moral equivalence between Nazis and those protesting Nazis.
I think there's blame on both sides. You look at both sides. I think there's blame on both sides. You had some very bad people in that group, but you also had people that were very fine people on both sides. You had many people in that group other than neo-Nazis and white nationalists, okay? And the press has treated them absolutely unfairly.
The President of the United States of America there saying that the press has treated unfairly those people who marched alongside neo-Nazis and white nationalists and the Klan. Now, Vice News was embedded with the marchers. Let's take a look and see how...
Okay, so right out of the gate, first of all, Jake Tapper says the president draws a moral equivalence between Nazis and those who protest Nazis. It's not what he did. He said very clearly there are people other than the neo-Nazis and the white supremacists. The people at CNN love to talk about words matter, but that seems to only be the case when they can use words to attack President Trump. He said very clearly, he's denounced bigotry and racism a million times, denounced David Duke a million times, all this. They keep saying he hasn't, he won't, he refuses to, he waits to, blah, blah, blah. But he said very clearly, there are fine people other than the neo-Nazis and the white supremacists. The people, the words matter people like Jake Tapper like to forget that, like to conveniently leave that part out and just say with intellectual dishonesty, by the way, which precludes progress more than anything else, they say, well, he drew a moral equivalence between the Nazis and the people opposing the Nazis. And by the way, the people, quote unquote, opposing the Nazis are anti-fascist people, the Antifa people who expressly assert fascism in order to get their message across. And they have been exerting violence across the nation from coast to coast. And the media, Jake Tapper, completely ignores that violence, reports on it as an aside rather than talking about it. And just because Vice is there documenting the bad people doesn't mean that there were some people who opposed that statue coming down that weren't Nazis. That's who Trump was talking about.